Hello friends, welcome to my channel SSC STENO ADDA पर I am going to dictate your matter 100 word per minute. Ready? 1, 2, 3. After a gap of 200 years, Asian economies are again larger than the rest of the world's combined. As India and China resolve their border dispute, Asia is providing the multilateral alternative to a world divided by values and no longer by ideology. The phrase Asian century is said to have arisen in the 1988 meeting between Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping and former Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, re-stabilizing relations after the India-China border conflict in 1962. It responds to the re-emergence of the two countries leveraging size and technological competence to shape a new order that reflects their civilizational values, which are distinct from those of the West. The travails of the West, for example, stagnating incomes of the middle class and also climate change, confirm that the global division is now based on values, as has been the case throughout civilization. Even notions of a balance of power are a Western construct, as the Asian giants have by and large lived in peace across the ages. China in 2013, after attaining 15% of global wealth, announced the Multilateral Belt and Road Initiative, and in 2014 launched the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, challenging the global governance paradigm. In 2015, emerging India stabilized the International Solar Alliance, laying out a distinct global sustainable development framework and seeking a triumvirate. The United States has recognized the Asian century by passing multilateralism. Its direct dealings with China and India and the Indo-Pacific construct are examples. The way the US defined human rights solely in political and procedural terms, withdrew from climate change after shifting the burden onto developing countries, and the forced inclusion of intellectual property rights into the trade regime illustrate the colonial origins of current multilateralism, now being questioned by even its proponents and not just by Asia. The decisive shift responds both to the Asian growth engine and to Asian technology. Global competition is moving away from country-specific actions to fragmented competition, transformed by global value chains, accounting for 3/4 of the growth in global trade over the 20-year period 1993 to 2013. There is no provision in global trade rules for company-specific concerns where the global digital economy rather than countries are determinants of wealth and power. Imposing US-determined national security standards on the world has led to only a handful of countries agreeing to ban Huawei 5G technology, has angered Europe over sanctions on companies building a gas pipeline from Russia, sanctions on Iran have affected India's interests, impacting long-term relations and forcing a tacit choice between the two systems. China has been fully colonized and is kept to get rich quick, has a head start over Indian in laying out a new multilateralism based on common interests as different from agreed goals of a negotiated treaty. The BRI bilateral agreement's optimism not maximize financial returns with countries having an effective veto by remaining outside. Countries support the BRI. It covers the territories of 72 countries and 70% of the world population as a network-based evolving process, even with market-based interest rates, because of benefits of connectivity and integration into Eurasian markets. Half of future BRI funding is expected from multinational corporations and multilateral banks, adding to their stake in solving difficulties. The BRI provides a strategic framework for new global institution building, as its scope is as wide as multilateral treaties. For example, state-owned enterprises in infrastructure sectors in the BRI with backing from national banks are contributing to internationalization of the renminbi, enhancing China's role in global economic governance. As the world leader in digital transactions, China is developing blockchain-based financial infrastructure in BRI countries are exploring an international blockchain currency for digital settlements without relying on the dollar, thus reducing us leverage. With the speed and scale of such change rising, Asia remains wary of China and is eager, as is China, that India joins the regional comprehensive economic partnership poised to become the world's largest trading bloc because of the huge Indian market. With the US military pivot to Asia, China is keen to resolve the border dispute with India to avoid constraints. The recent India-China summit on boundary issues resolved to work out a framework on a roadmap to a final solution on border issues. India has rejected American opposition to Hawaii taking part in 5G trials. The Indian government has allowed all applicants, including Hawaii Technologies Company Limited, to participate. Stop. Actually, friend, I have already dictated the same matter in 80 words per minute. You can check the link description. Thanks.